The first call came at 2:17 a.m. I was watching surveillance monitors in a silent lobby, the kind of silence that presses against your skull. Her name lit up my cracked screen. I almost smiled. Almost. "I won't be home tonight," she said. No apology. No explanation. Just breath in the receiver, slow, confident. I heard a man's laugh in the background, soft, expensive. My hand tightened around the phone. Not out of anger, out of recognition. "You deserve more than this," she continued. More than night shifts? The word night lingered like something dirty. I looked at my reflection in the dark monitor. Cheap uniform, plastic badge. A man who checks doors and watches other people's wealth. Sleeps safely behind glass. "I've met someone," she said. "Of course you have. He's building something big. He sees my potential." I pictured him instantly. Tailored suits, architectural blueprints, soft hands that never worked a midnight shift. "I'll move out by the weekend." Silence. I waited for the knife to twist. For guilt. For hesitation. Nothing. Just certainty. "Take care of yourself," she finished. The line went dead. On the screen in front of me, a camera caught my face in grayscale, still, expressionless. But inside, something ancient and cold stood up. She thought I was small. That was her first mistake. Her name was still on the lease when she moved into his penthouse. I know because I kept paying my half. Out of habit. Out of curiosity. She didn't try to hide him. That would have required shame. He was a developer. Commercial projects, hotels, luxury towers. The kind of man who donates publicly and negotiates privately. She posted photos within a week. Champagne. Rooftop views. A hand, his, resting casually on her waist. I zoomed in on that hand. Gold watch, custom. I remembered how she used to complain. About my hands. Rough. Always smelling faintly of metal doors and disinfectant. "You're too comfortable being average," she once told me. Average. I replayed that word often. At work, I watched strangers come and go. Men in suits. Women in heels sharp enough to wound. They never saw me. I was background. Invisible. She had married invisibility. But what she never understood, what she never bothered to ask, was why I never chased more, why I never seemed desperate. 3 months before she left, a lawyer had called. An old family trust, quiet, complicated, finalized after years of litigation, $400 million. I didn't tell her. Not because I didn't trust her. Because I wanted to see who she was without the money. Now I knew. I didn't cry when she posted photos of their engagement party. I didn't rage when she captioned it. Finally building a future. I only felt something colder. Clarity. His name was everywhere once I started looking. Press releases, interviews, charity boards. He specialized in high-risk expansions financed by delicate investor confidence. Confidence. Such a fragile word. I hired no one. I didn't need to. Money, when quiet, listens. Through holding companies and discreet acquisitions, I began buying pieces of his debt. Small at first, then larger. I studied his projects the way I used to study security blueprints. Where were the exits? Where were the blind spots? Meanwhile, I kept my uniform, kept my shifts, let her believe I was frozen in place while she ascended. She called once, drunk. "I hope you're okay," she said, the music loud behind her. "I didn't mean to hurt you." "You meant to leave, which is worse." "I'm fine," I replied. And I was. Fine like a blade resting flat on a table. I learned about the GALA 6 months later. A charity event to celebrate his newest development. Investors flying in. Media coverage. A public pledge for expansion overseas. He would announce a major partnership that night. I made sure he would. Behind the scenes, the partnership was mine. Shell corporations. Layered contracts. Legal traps wrapped in silk. By the time he signed, he had already handed me leverage over half his liquidity. He never saw my name. Why would he? I was night security. The GALA was golden glass. She wore silver. She saw me immediately. Not because I looked different, because I didn't. Same posture, same quiet face, but I wasn't standing by the wall. I was at the center table. His expression shifted first. Confusion, calculation. She approached carefully, like someone nearing a ghost. "What are you doing here?" she whispered. I held up the program. My company is the primary investor. Her laugh was brittle. "Stop!" He joined us, hand firm on her back. "Can I help you?" he asked, polite but dismissive. I handed him a folder. Inside were revised terms triggered an hour earlier. Clauses he had overlooked. Debt he no longer controlled. Liquidity frozen. Ownership shifting. To me. He read quickly at first, then slower. Color drained from his face. "This isn't possible," he muttered. "It is," I said. She looked between us. "What is he talking about?" I met her eyes. 400 million, I said calmly. "Inheritance." Silence. The orchestra continued playing. You're joking," she breathed. I didn't smile. "No." He excused himself abruptly, phone already in hand. It began unraveling within minutes. Investors checking alerts, assistants whispering, screens lighting up. His empire was built on confidence, and confidence had just shifted owners. She grabbed my arm outside the ballroom. "You lied to me," she said. I looked at her hand on my sleeve. "No," I corrected softly. I observed. Her eyes were wet now. Not from love. From recalculation. "We could fix this," she rushed. "You and me. We were good once. Were we? Or were you waiting for better lighting?" Inside, I heard raised voices. His. Panicked. He had bet everything on visibility. I preferred shadows. "You chose him because he looked powerful," I said. "You chose me because I looked safe." She shook her head. I didn't know. Exactly. I gently removed her hand. "I wanted someone who could see value without a price tag," I continued. "You needed a receipt." Her phone buzzed repeatedly. Probably him, probably lawyers. She looked smaller now. Not because she lost him. Because she realized she never knew me. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "For leaving? Or for miscalculating?" "Enjoy the view," I said quietly. Nodding toward the skyline his company logo once dominated. By morning, it would carry my name. I resigned from my security job a week later. No announcement. No explanation. I bought a villa in Switzerland. Stone, glass, silence. When Thanksgiving approached, my daughter-in-law called. "If you want to join, come wash the dishes," she snapped. Laughter in the background. I replied with one word. "Enjoy." Later that evening, I posted a single photo. Snow falling over my terrace. Mountains behind me. A table set for one. My phone rang 71 times. I didn't answer. Greed is loud when it realizes it missed the feast. Betrayal taught me something simple. Love that requires proof of wealth is not love. It's an auction, and I am no longer for sale.